Ramakrishna Shri Madhavatam To lives that are scorched, your words are like nectar. They are auspicious to hear. They are praised by the sages and they destroy sin. Those who spread thy words are the real gift makers in this world. The Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. The Master and Vijay, Krishna Goswami. The path of knowledge is very difficult. We are on page 170 to the end. The path of knowledge is very difficult. One cannot obtain knowledge unless one gets rid of the feeling that one is the body. You get this software. So Sri Ramakrishna says the path of knowledge is very difficult. Oh, it is? My God. It is very difficult. When we first heard of Vedanta, no? I remember what a glamour, what elegance, what beauty, what simplicity. Everything was perfect. Yes. He's speaking about one unity, and if there is a philosophy, this is the philosophy. But when we started understanding it a little, the path is extremely, extremely, extremely difficult. Oh yes, it was. But even then, that kind of, you can say, allurement of the Advaita, yes, we'll try to do it. Then we see, try to push, then. So Advaita is good to hear. Excellent. This world, and they explain this world, they explain the individual, and they explain God. Actually, they explain away the individual, they explain away the world, and they explain away the God. And what is there then? They say there's one Brahman that's infinite and absolute. And all other qualifications like eternal and compassionate, loving, everything is dismissed. So, people, they want this world, miserable world, to be explained away. The miserable life to be explained away. And this God, I don't know what that God does sitting down somewhere. That God needs to go away. So, it's very elegant, and the structure is watertight. Nobody can even come close to kind of argue with it. That is Advaita. Very nice to hear. Like Shravana Mangalam. Very nice to hear, auspicious to hear. Praised by the sages, adored by the sages. But here Sri Ramakrishna said the path of knowledge is very difficult. Oh my God. The first thing that you have this four-fold qualification. After you have studied the Vedas and Vedanta, you have done all the karmas that have destroyed all the sins. It's called prayaschitta. You have given up all work which is full of desires. And after all this thing, you come to the Guru, and the Guru says you have 4 things more to do. What more? I have done everything. What else is there? No, there's still something more. The first is the discernment between the real and the unreal. Nitya, anitya vastu viveka. It's what is real and what is unreal, or what is eternal and what is non-eternal, has to be clear in your mind. Very clear. That is, so you know what happened? Both are mixed up right now in our minds. What is real and what is unreal? And Maya is such, it makes you take the unreal for the real and the real for the unreal. And we get caught up there. So the first step is to sift the eternal from the non-eternal. Okay, that is done. Okay, somehow we can do that also. We can understand it, but in practicing it is kind of like Sri Ramakrishna used to say that Swami Vivekananda, he had constantly the sword of knowledge and he was cutting into pieces Maya. Always. That's why his name is Vivekananda. So, Nitya, Anitya, Vastu, Viveka. And then, oh, that is easy. Then, here Amatra Phalabhoga Virga. The renunciation of all fruits of actions in this world and even for the other worlds. Out. What do you do the whole day? You keep on working, but if I'm not going to get anything out of this work, or you will get purification of the mind. You keep on doing it. The Lord will be pleased. Keep on doing it. But that is what you have got to do. So that is. And it takes the extreme form of sacrifice and renunciation. Nothing. No compromise there. You discard this ego also along with that. So that. And then, that is also simple. We can do that. You can't. And then there are these 6 treasures. Sat Sampatti. That is, now we are coming down to the brass tacks of what is spiritual life for the practice of knowledge. And what is that? Shama, Dama, Uparati, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhana. So Shama is the control of the external sense organs, control of the internal sense organs. Uparati is to, after controlling it, bring them inside and hold them there. And then there is a kind of an forbearance, titiksha, stamina. You must be able to endure every negative, even positive things that come to you without a murmur. And then faith in the words of the Guru and the scriptures. And you have something called concentration. You have to practice concentration. So all these things are there, my God, so many things. These are the 6 treasures. These are what you really can say, acquire. And this is what enriches you. So after that, then the desire for liberation, mumukshutvam. So once you have this, then they say that you can do atato brahma jignasa. Now you start the deliberations on Brahman. The whole of the Brahma Sutra is nothing but the aphorisms on Brahman. Are nothing but now the deliberations on Brahman. What Brahman is. People hear, there is something called, you must hear, and then you can say meditate on it, and then deeply meditate on it. That is also there. But before this can take place, we need to have those 4-fold disciplines. It's called sadhana chatushtaya, the 4-fold disciplines. This is essential. That's why I say the path of knowledge is very difficult. The path is difficult. But what path and goal? Actually, the path and the goal is one. Vedanta does not make a distinction between the path is this and the goal is that. We were fools, we were looking at that, and we forgot this. The path and the goal is one. The path is the goal. To reach that goal, one must be able to have these kind of qualifications, or it must be part of your character. You cannot have, I am good, but only in certain circumstances and at certain times. In the morning, I'm very good. By the time it's afternoon, yeah, now my blood pressure is up now. Anybody comes, I'll snap at them. By evening, I'm again good. Oh, what's that? No. It has become part of a character. To be good, to be full of sacrifice and love and, all these kind of, you have these treasures. So, and then when we heard this, oh my God, so much to do. Yeah. But then, like the Chinese proverb is, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step. So when you take the first step, you have started on the journey. There was one the incident in Swami Vivekananda's life. He and another old Swami, they were, as monks, they were walking on foot from place to place. So they both crested a hill and they saw the undulating hills in front of them. And the old monk said, oh no, my chest will simply burst. I'm not going to come. Just down. So Swami Vivekananda says, look behind, see all those undulating hills that we have crossed over. And he saw, you can do this. Don't look up there. Look at your step. Put every step firmly and keep looking down and walk. That is the way. So this is the way and this is the goal. Okay. But it is very difficult. Why is he saying? Why constantly? One cannot obtain knowledge unless one gets rid of the feeling that one is a body. There it is. So all these disciplines and all these things are meant for eradicating this idea that you are the body. This is my body, I can do anything what I want. You hear all these kind of arguments like in a society. I have got a freedom to do whatever I want with my body. Your body. That's not your body at all. These bodies are coming and going by the laws of nature. Who are you? Yeah. Now, we have this, it is so firmly embedded in us that when the moment you feel I, you say, yeah, I'm so and so. You'll have to replace this feeling with this idea of reality. So, what we have made over the years and over the lifetimes has to be demolished by us. There no one else can help you. Yes, you have God's grace, you have the Guru's grace, it will keep on pushing you. Yes, that's there. But you've got to do it yourself. And when you have to break all those dreams of yours, all those hopes, and all those kind of things that you had imagined, all that world that you had created, has to be broken one by one. No, that is not. I'll keep this later. No. Do away with it. But then, we have pinned our hopes and we pinned our loves on certain things. So, it's very harsh. So that's why it is meant for the few and it's meant for the brave and meant for the heroic. You can take everything what you have and smash it up. All this was an illusion of my life. I am not the body. If you can do that, then that is the way to knowledge. Now this knowledge, you must understand when he's talking about this knowledge, in the previous verses he's talking about that one can get rid of this I through samadhi, etc. But these cases are very rare, Swami, Master says. this knowledge is supreme knowledge. It's not knowledge of this book or knowledge of that or knowledge, any kind of science or philosophy or sociology. No, nothing. That's not knowledge. That is, can say, secondary information. You just keep on taking it. Knowledge, jnana, is that which has its object in the reality. That, tat. So, what is that? That is that supreme truth. So, knowledge of that is that. So, Sri Ramakrishna says, that is knowledge. Everything else is ignorance. So, all knowledge of all the diversity of subject-object is all non-knowledge, ignorance. When you realize the one, that is knowledge. When you make that one your own, then it becomes knowledge. So it is not you are separate from knowledge. I have to acquire this knowledge. No. You become one with that knowledge. You become knowledge, as it were. So this idea of the body, now we have the idea of a body. We have, yes, this is my body. It's not your body. Your body has been changing. This is the body I was born with. Oh, so sorry, please. That is also dismissed nowadays. Everything is changing. Everything has changed. And we have the illusion of a kind of a continuity. This is me. The same guy who was born. No, it has changed. But there are so many images in our mind. Memories, autobiographical self, and this and that. But in Vedanta, there are three bodies. One is the gross body, this what we know. One is the subtle body, and one is the causal body. So we have three guys to contend with. Yeah, you throw this guy out, the other two are there. What did you do with that? Whose permission you discarded that? I'm going to take another one. Yeah. You think, my body? Yeah, body. Don't you see there are two more bodies inside? There's another, in Vedanta also there are these 5 sheaths. So there is the sheath made of food, the sheath made of the vital force, prana, the sheath made of the mind, the sheath made of intelligence, the sheath made of bliss. These are the 5 sheaths, the 5 coverings. So Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, and Anandamaya Kosha. 5. So you have, again, either take 3 or take 5. People take the 3. It's much easier, less. But can't get away from it. You'll have to get away from either the 3 or the 5. You'll have to get away. The moment you think of yourself as I am the body, you're caught. Why? Because the moment you say, I am the body, all the laws of nature will come and sit down on you. Take for instance, we are sitting here in the state of California. There are these state laws. And then there are these federal laws. They might fill the whole room. There are so many laws. You won't believe it. Can't do this, you can't do that, and this and that. And that's why people are bound by laws. The moment you say, I am the citizen of the US, yes. Come. And whole room of books is thrown on you. Boom. Yes. Here you are. But I don't want that. Yeah, you have to take it. Similarly, when the moment you say, I am the body, the nature will throw all the whole books of laws on you. Boom. Here, now take it. And be happy with it. Read it. It will make your mind dizzy. So, the moment you say, I am the body, yes, take everything now. Now, even if you say, I am the subtle body, even there all the various laws of the mind will come and sit down on you. You know, there's an old story in the Arabian Nights, Sinbad the sailor. Sinbad the sailor was shipwrecked and he was washed ashore on a small island. And what happened was, he was thinking, thank God I'm saved. And then he saw there was water and there's fruit trees and all. So one day he was crossing a small stream. He wanted to cross a small stream. He saw an old man sitting down there. He's saying, help me cross the stream. Carry me on your shoulders. So Sinbad, a very generous person, and since there's no one else on the island except this guy, carried him on the shoulders, and he started fording the stream. And as he forded the stream, went on the other side, well, get down. No, I'm not going to get down. Well, what happened? And Sinbad was trying to push him out, pull him out. That old man, twisted his legs around his neck so tight, it choked Sinbad. So that person was sitting down there and trying to throttle the Sinbad with his grip. So Sinbad was stuck with this kind of old man on his shoulder. Wherever he had to go, the old man was there on the shoulder. He went there, he couldn't sleep with peace because that old man slept like that only. He turned his legs around his neck. So one day Sinbad saw some birds and some animals eating some fruit and getting intoxicated. He got an idea. He went to that tree and the old man started plucking those fruits and started eating them. And the old man also became intoxicated. And as he became intoxicated, the grip around his neck became loose and he fell down. And the Sinbad ran away. So all the laws of nature and everything that we have are like that old man. Nature has tightened her noose around our neck and we are happy. We are very happy. We are independent. We are free. We have this, we have that, we have... What, really? Don't you see that old man sitting down there on your shoulders? There's the laws of nature. Hunger, thirst, this, that, everything. Your body is subject to millions of stupid things. And yet we want to worship the body. This is what we have to get rid of first. The idea that you are the body. The moment you get rid of the idea that you are the body, you get rid of those numberless laws that bind your body to the universe. Oh yes, the body is bound to the world, to the universe. Nothing. You're free? Oh yeah. So what about freedom? Freedom is in the Atman, the soul, not in the body. Can never be. The bodies are bound by the laws of nature. They will rise, they will stay, and they will go according to the laws of nature. And the laws then, again, the laws of karma are there, which comes because the subtle body is there. All that karma is there in the subtle body. Okay, these laws are external. There's another. The federal laws are there. These are the state laws. The federal laws are there. Whatever you have done, whatever you said, oh yeah, now you take it back. You get it paid back. Sometimes in advance, sometimes, delayed payment, but always with interest. I must have said something kind of nasty to somebody, but then I find that someone else has said 10 nasty things to me. So that thing, whatever I've done, comes in, you can say, with interest. That's a good banking system there we have. Perfect. So, and then the causal body, oh my God, the causal body, what happened? Yeah, that is that stupid root. That's the place we go whenever we fall asleep, deep sleep. We don't know anything. There you are. We don't know whether we are here, we are there, what we are. Nothing. That is the home of that, you can say, causal body. The causal body is made up of ignorance, non-knowledge. There you have no knowledge of the world, you have no knowledge of the Atman also. What are you doing? I don't know anything. I did not know anything. Exactly, that is what is the causal body. So these three bodies, the gross body, the subtle body, and the causal body, have to be stripped out of it. Is it painful? Yes, it is painful. Because, whatever you have hugged to your breast, you'll have to let go. So, the moment you come away from the idea that you are the body, what do? You come, you think that I am the child of God, I am the servant of God, I am the part of God. That will take you away from this. Here Sri Ramakrishna continues in this particular strain. In the Kali Yuga, the life of a person is centered on food. It's called Anna Gata Prana. No cookies? Impossible. Get the cookies. Know this? Get. You see, we have this nowadays, we have the Navaratri. People have been fasting for 9 days. There are these very, we can say, orthodox people. They will fast for 9 days. They will only drink water. Some will take a little fruits or something like that. But 9 days. But that's the kind of religious vow, and people have been used to it since a young age only, especially in India. If you tell people here, do 9 days of fasting, I'll die. I have to live. Yeah. I feel dizzy. I cannot meditate. I cannot work. Keep on eating. That is what it is. Our life is centered on food. Okay. So here we are. This is the Kali Yuga. And it's very strange that I don't know how the earlier ages, people's life was not dependent on food. In the Satya Yuga, people's life depended on truth. Yeah. So, and then slowly it started getting diluted. Now we are coming here, and everything is food. Food is the truth. It's true. What kind of rubbish these guys are running? Where is the truth? Where is the truth? In temples and churches, vain thy search, Swamiji says. Go to Trader Joe's, go to Smart and Final, go to Costco, go to this. That is the truth. That is what runs everything. See what happened. So, endless trouble. We have endless trouble. We have gotten into it. Now we have to get out of it. So, that's why you see the path of knowledge is very, very difficult. So they say, a person cannot get rid of the feeling that the person is the body and the ego. We are used to it. People say we are very liberal. There's libertarianism, and we are liberals. We are kind of, democratic. We are this, we are that, and we are free. Yeah. Actually, we are very conservative. Very conservative. Extremely conservative. We don't like to step out of a, you can say, cocoon. We don't like to step out of a comfort zone. That. And as a result, what happens is, we are always biased. That's why people's opinions should not be taken so kind of seriously. They're all biased. You open the newspaper, it's all biased there. Open this, it's all biased. Everywhere. So what is the truth? The truth is, we are very conservative. We want to conserve our bodies and our egos. This is what happens. You simply don't want to take the risk. Risk takers are very few. Very few. Those who will step out of their comfort zone and try to see things as it is. And this is stepping out of the comfort, coming out of your comfortable, conservative world. Okay? Therefore, the path of devotion is prescribed for this cycle. There it is. So thank God we have something to hold on to. Oh, otherwise you would have got disappointed, disillusioned so much. And this is a lesson for all of us also. It's not that this thing is impossible. It takes a lot of energy and a lot of focus and a lot of kind of bravery to stand and be a Advaitin, or person of knowledge. People will talk. Parrots also will talk. You make them. But when the crunch comes, they will squawk, This African grey parrots and all, they have got a vocabulary for 30, 40, 50 words also. Hey, what are you doing? Yeah. Let a cat in. Then we'll see what happens. You say, get out. He'll tell the cat, get out. No, I'm not going to get out. I'm going to get you. There. All that vocabulary and everything goes away. So, just because the person keeps on speaking nicely about Advaita, yeah, be careful. Therefore, the path of devotion is prescribed for this cycle. And here, Sri Ramakrishna is very clear. This path of devotion is meant for this age. Narada's path of devotion is prescribed for this age. And even when Sri Ramakrishna once went to Benares, at Varanasi, there was a young sadhu of the Nanak Panthi. I think Nanak Panthi only. And so Sri Ramakrishna asked him, what is the way? And saying, Narad's way of divine love. So this is what it is. Divine love. Okay, you start. Why? Because to love is the most natural thing that there is in the human being. You have to love something. Sri Ramakrishna once asked one of his disciples, Swami Sharadananda, whom do you love most? Then he thought about, I don't love anybody. Oh, you trifle. Get out. Sri Ramakrishna also was kind of got annoyed with him. What do you mean? You have to love somebody or something. It's better to love God. Yeah. So this love is natural, and this love should be now redirected. That's all it takes. It was going into 1,000 channels. Now, bring it all together and push it all to the Lord. And you'll see that you will be able to love everybody perfectly, without any selfishness, without any kind of give and take. Why? Because that love, when it is directed towards God, that God resides in all beings. As a result, your love will become pure. And not only will people respond to love, the whole world, all plants and birds and animals and everything will respond to this love of yours. This is the love of God. And this is what is prescribed for this age. So how do we love? Asking a kind of a silly question. How do we love? You love. You know what is love. You can love. Only now redirect it towards that which is there, the God of love. That's why one of the first aphorisms on Narad Bhakti Sutra, Sa tu asmin parama prema rupa. Yes, that Lord is the form of His supreme love. What is that? That's the God of love. When Sri Ramakrishna was in Dakshineshwar, all the people used to come, many types of people. Everybody thought he loved me the most. Sri Ramakrishna loved me the most. Oh, sitting down with everybody, he loves me the most. Everybody felt Sri Ramakrishna's love transcended that of the mothers and fathers and all these things. They really felt. Once he tested Swami Vivekananda. He never spoke to him for more than 3 months. Every time Swami Vivekananda used to come, he should turn his face. And that same Swami Vivekananda, whenever he used to just hear his words, or listen to him singing, or even say, he used to go into Samadhi. His pre-monastic name was Naren. And then suddenly, Sri Ramakrishna, nothing. He dismissed Swami Vivekananda. Then after a few months, he said, I don't even talk to you. I don't even look at you. Why do you come then? Do you think I come to look at you and to hear you? I come because I love you. And Sri Ramakrishna he melted in love. He's saying no one else would have stayed put even with all this neglect. You, because you are a great receptacle, you could put up with all this indifference. And then it was as usual, So, God will also test you. You love me? Love me? Yeah, see? Let's see. Swami P was there, Swami Prabhuvananda. When he was young, Raja Maharaj, his guru, Swami Brahmananda said, do you love me? He was startled. Yes, love the guru, that's all. You'll get everything. And this is what we have to do. Simply love. Simply love? Yes, simply love. Then what happens? It is love that grows and grows and grows and takes away all ideas of the body, all ideas of the subtle body, all ideas of the causal body. It's like that soul pouring itself like a stream at the feet of the Lord of love. This is what is Bhakti Yoga. It's called Para-Bhakti, higher devotion. First, when you build a dam across a river, the water starts accumulating. So all this love, this fasting and praying and doing japa and doing puja, etc., this is like building up that water behind the dam. And then then the dam can be opened, and then the power of the water is harnessed. That is the next stage of Para-Bhakti. So, this love, Prahlada was there. There was a great devotee of Vishnu, Prahlada. He is very clear. Ya pritir avivekana. That love which the ignorant have for the fleeting objects of the senses, which they hold like a death-like grip, may that love for you dwell in my heart. This is what it is. If we can wean our love away from the objects of these things, everything, and direct it towards God, there it is. And then it becomes easy. So Sri Ramakrishna said, this is an easy path. Here it is. You will attain God if you sing His name and glories and pray to Him with a longing heart. There it is. Clear. All these impossible disciplines for knowledge. Yeah. So you're saying, if you sing His name and glories and pray to Him with a longing heart. These two things are there. So you have, instead of that fourfold discipline with those 6 treasures of knowledge and this and that and etc., 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 we come down to the simplest thing, the simplest fact is, people, it's not necessary, but I think we should bring up this kind of people who have a kind of a near-death experience, or even out of, generally it's a near-death experience. Their testimonies, and now, people are being kind of looking at those things and not dismissing it all. 99.9% of the people who have experienced this, they say that the plan of the universe is love. They feel a great love for everything. All their misery and all their anger and hatred and everything disappears. They have a new outlook of life, and they see life as extremely precious. The whole universe of living beings is based on this love. And they see this light everywhere. Everywhere. They're saying the mother's love is the highest love. Yeah. You see, what's the difference between a love of a hen for the chicken, or for the whale, mother whale for the whale? Everywhere it's the same. What impels them? Only human love is the highest. No, nothing like that. You can say tigress, and with the cubs, see how much trouble she takes to rear them up. Every animal, whether wild or tame or anything, wherever there's life, you will see there's a tremendous love there. That is a reflection of God's love. Yes. This is the highest expression in this universe of God's love, the mother's love. And you see it in all creation. Even insects, they will take care of their little ones. They will die for that love. They will protect. What is this? This is the basic structure, that means, of this universe. And people who suddenly come across a kind of an experience when they come out of this body, the idea of body, and suddenly they come into a kind of a tunnel of light or whatever, there are many things like, and there's music and there's butterflies and this and that. So many things are there happening. Suddenly they find, what was I doing all the time? Kind of a stupid life I was leading. That person's life has changed completely. Yes, and they say this whole universe is based on the principle of love. And that love is there dwelling in all beings. And that, what do you mean love is dwelling in all beings? That is that God and love are not two separate things. They are one thing only. When you say love, okay. But that is actually God. So when you love, you are manifesting that God. And you see this everywhere. From the smallest atom to the highest Brahma, the creator God. Everything is nothing but all love. So Swami Vivekananda, in one of his is saying, where do you want to go and search for this God? See before you all these manifold forms of God. He is all love. This is what it is. After all his philosophies and lectures and letters and this and that, he ends up with that. It's all love. If you can understand that love within you is an expression of that God, is that God, You become free. And this is what he's saying. There is not a least doubt about it there. You doubt? Sri Ramakrishna said, there's not a least doubt about that. Now, don't doubt. Okay? This is what is. This is what it is. We'll stop here. For it's become, otherwise it will become too heavy and heavy and heavy and heavier. We'll take some questions if they are. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu. Yes? Oh, announcement. Oh, announcements. Oh, yeah. Tomorrow we have the Bhagavad Gita given by this to Sri Ramakrishna used to say, ek hole, meant this thing, this. He never used to I. But while translating it, Nikhilananda has made it I. So, and tomorrow is Living Wisdom, the readings from Swami Vedanta, Life and Works by Swami Atma Tattvananda Atma Vedanta. Tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday, Bhagavad Gita. Day after tomorrow, Friday, is Living Wisdom. And Sunday we'll speak on Mother as the Reality. Please tune in. We're going to give.
There's a question. Maharaj, could you talk about Jnana and Vijnana?
Jnana is knowledge and Vijnana is special knowledge, realization. So the realization, when Vishesh Rupena Jnana. So this is, this is an old concept. It's an Upanishadic concept. People think that Sri Ramakrishna brought in this concept. It's an old. It's found even in the Mundaka Upanishad. So this is the state of Vijnani. Simply put, there are some who have heard about milk. There are some who have seen milk. There are some who have heard, who have seen, and who have drunk milk and become strengthened. The guy who has done all the three and has drunk the milk is the Vijnani. The guy who has heard there is something called God. I've heard of it, yeah. There are some better who have seen God. There are one who have become one with that God. They are the Vijnanis. They are the special ones. So, does everybody realize that state? No. It's not possible for us to realize that, everyone to be in that. Because the amount of purity that is required in the body of mind is not possible for it to be acquired in one lifetime. It needs maybe 100 lifetimes where the body and the mind is so pure that that whole knowledge of Brahman can not only be actualized but also lived there. Otherwise the body will simply smash and it will disappear. So these are the special, the state of Vijnana is. So even Sri Ramakrishna talks about Mahabhava. He's saying only the incarnations and the associates of the incarnations can experience that. What about us? We can experience Bhava, don't worry. Bhava. If you have seen milk, you have seen God, that is liberation for you. Why do you want to bother about anything? State of Vijnana. In the state of Vijnana, there is no I, you, or the world, I, thou, all these things. There is only one Brahman. That is the state of a Vijnani. Any more?
No.
No. Hey, thank God.